Hello, hello. This is Medium Sheilah, Inquisitive Tarot here. Great to see you all. It is July 9th, 2025, and I'm here to do a couple of readings. So I'm going to look at Trump versus Putin today. I want to say Putin, but okay. And regarding Ukraine, and we're going to look at somebody else that's been in the news related to that subject. So, all right. I've got the camera set up after an hour fighting with the camera. So it got its first update since 2021. So there's been some, yeah, equipment failures, but it's okay. We're here. So I've got the, oops, there it is. I've got it and I'm going to get into it right now. So please like and subscribe if you want more content like this. It will continue to show up in your feed if you'd like to see it. All right. Let's look at what's going on over the war in Ukraine, because what's his face had said that he was going to end it within 2 days or a week or 2 weeks, or as soon as he got in the next day. So now there's a lot of hubbub going on because Trump is not happy with, or I should call him Taco. He's not happy with Putin and what's going on with that, because he's not doing a ceasefire, and he's finally starting to complain about the fact that Putin is killing a lot of people. And we know that is a problem. And I'm not trying to give what's his face any credit here, because it's taken a long time for that. We saw how he treated Zelensky. However, I am interested in the fact that, and I'm sure you are, that all of a sudden he's concerned about this and he wants Putin to back down. So I want to get a good idea of what's happening with that. Let's take a look at the general energy around the situation. Because I admit I haven't really gotten really into the news on this, because like many of you, I can't talk all of a sudden. I haven't talked all day, so apologies. So I'm sure you guys are also thinking, what's going on with this? This seems like a change in gears. We don't understand what's going on here. So I kind of want to get into that and see a little bit with these cards. So don't forget, for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Let me get my chair in here. I feel like I'm being pulled back. Okay. So, yes, happy Wednesday and hump day for everybody. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on. All right. General energy. It's hard to believe this is the first time I've talked all day. It's 3:56 p.m. I've been quiet. So just so you know, Eastern time. Okay. I've got the Hermit, Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords, and 10 of Cups reversed. I'm going to leave it reversed. I don't know what this means just yet. Okay. So we have the Hermit. So I don't know. It feels like Putin's just not willing. He really doesn't want to give up. To me, it feels like he doesn't want to give up his battle for Ukraine. Because if you remember, he's trying to put Russia back together the way it was as the Soviet Union. So he's really eyeing, speaking of eyes, he's eyeing all the other countries that he's lost as well. But he's strategizing. And this to me is what I'm getting a lot. When I pull the Hermit, it's like somebody's strategizing. Somebody's going inside and they're trying to figure out what their next move is going to be. But it's kind of how I'm seeing this card these days. With the Queen of Wands, we have, I guess it's kind of his idea. I guess I'm picking up Putin here, where Putin is just kind of like, well, I know how to press Trump's buttons. And he knows that Trump just adores him. So he's like, well, I'm going to do what I want anyway. So you're just not going to be able to stop me. I'm going to do it. I'm going to bomb him. I'm not going to stop. Okay. So that we have. Um, but with wands are also all about action. So it just kind of feels like there's going to continue to be that fiery action on behalf of what's going on with Putin. Now, the Ace of Swords, I'm getting this one for Taco. I haven't settled on a name for him, so it's just kind of like coming out funny. But yeah, so when I see this sword in this reading, is making me feel like the cutting motion for Trump. And I'm okay with him being mad at Putin, actually, because that's what he should have been doing since day one. He should never have been on his side. But it does feel like for him, he's going to start he's going to start, it's going to be backlash for Putin from Taco. So it feels like he's going to start doing a little bit more. And it's sort of breaking up what was his happy family. His relationship with Putin a little bit. And Putin knows he wants to be close to him, but this is kind of a breaking of that relationship. There is something going down there. Now, with the 9 of Pentacles, it does feel like Putin just doesn't care. He's just kind of like, well, I'm happy. I still have everything I need over here. Okay. So he's just going to keep on going. Like, I don't think he's bothered by it, is what I'm getting when I see this card. Okay. So I want to look a little bit further into this energy because I want to get an idea in these clarifications as to what the outcome might be. Like, what are we going to see happen? 3 of Pentacles reversed. So my collaboration card is going the other direction. So it's kind of like, oh, they're not going to be so much. I mean, I don't know how much they actually have worked together on anything, even though he's always like, oh, he takes Putin's side all the time. It feels like they're not this time around as close. I don't know. Let's pull another card. See what we got. The Fool. Let me pull another one. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll leave it because I don't know. I guess to me, it just kind of feels like the Fool's the Fool, kind of like the Sun card. It's sort of the same both ways, but maybe it isn't in this case. So we have the Fool reversed. And I'm not going to say, which I could go with that in that he's not so much a fool anymore, but that's not true. We know that's not true. He might be less foolish at the moment. He may not be ready to just take a chance. He might be actually looking at that situation for the first time differently, is all I'm getting from that. I don't want to go too much deeper. But with the Knight of Wands, again, we've got a slash and burn approach coming in with the Knight of Wands, where it's very quick, very fast, very fiery. And so maybe that's going to be so-and-so's response. So I'm really just reading the cards here. None of this is not my opinion. I'm just reading the cards. There's, I'm not trying to give him quarter, but I am reading the cards, and it is saying that he's might finally be pushing back on Putin. So if that's the case, I mean, I'm cool with that. But we have the devil. We have the devil. And that's really, to me, both of them. So it really, I was wondering, and to me, I feel like this basically says, and this is what we've all been pretty much reading on for all these years. It's they can't give each other up. So they can't give up whatever, whether it's a rivalry or wanting to be like the other one, because we do see that Trump or Taco wants to be very much like Putin in a lot of ways, which is kind of why I feel like he's picking on Canada and Greenland and Panama Canal and anyone else he feels like doing, because he sees Putin doing that. And for some reason, he wants to emulate that. So I don't know. That's what I've got on the energy. Big devil. Okay, we've got that. Okay. So I'm going to go a little further and ask you another question. But let me first, let's get these shuffled. And I want to take another deck of cards out here. Let's go with the Golden Tarot. All right, now I want to look at the ultimate outcome. Like what I want to see what it is Trump may do to put pressure on Putin. Like, is he going to be successful putting pressure on Putin in order to get the war ended? Okay. All right, let's see what that's going to look like. All right. And yeah, for entertainment purposes only. All right. Five. All right, what's going to happen with this whole situation? Page of Coins, good news. The Chariot, the Hermit, Queen of Wands, and Seven of Cups. Okay, we know what this guy means. All right, so I think for us in America, and maybe even for Ukraine, this is good news, right? That he's finally pushing back against Putin. And with the Chariot, it feels like and when I see this card, I think of inner will and kind of like it will do it anyway. It's going to go forward because again, what we see with the card normally is the two little sphinxes, and they're not harnessed or anything. They are separated from the Chariot, but they're moving the Chariot forward somehow. So it's kind of your inner will going forward. So it does feel like things are starting to go possibly, at least temporarily, in the right direction. So it's kind of going that way. And again, with the Hermit, we've got the Hermit back again. So it's might be somebody pulling back. Maybe I know he's complaining he doesn't like how Putin's been treating him. He feels shafted. She's either here nor there in the situation, but it just feels like it's just taking a step back from the emotion in it. Maybe he's starting to feel like he put too much trust in Putin. I can't imagine him having any of these thoughts or feelings, but it's in the cards for me. So that's what I'm doing. Queen of Wands. And again, I had her in the last reading, or there was not the last reading. I had, yes, it was the Queen of Wands, my inspiration card. Yes, it was there. So she's back in this ongoing reading here. So again, so it's like having better ideas about how to deal with him. So maybe he's starting to strategize with his team. Maybe for once they're going to do something, right? Now with the Seven of Cups, it's kind of that illusion delusion thing going on again. So we don't know, is this real? Is this going to turn out to be good for America and Ukraine? What's going on between the two of them? I don't know. Let's pull some other cards here. Woo! Getting going. All right. All right, I got the Four of Swords, Nine of Cups, and the Star. So, yeah. So here we have sort of this pause. The fours, a lot of times to me, when I read the fours and how I learn the cards, they're kind of a pause. It's like a little bit of a stop in the action. This person's in bed underneath their swords. Got one sword. This sword by the bed over here is kind of at the ready. So if something happens, they might be stepping back, but they can grab that sword and at any minute, go slash. Because we did have the overall energy. There was the Ace of Swords in there. All right, Nine of Cups. So we did have the Ten of Cups reversed in the last reading. on this. Now we've got the 9 of Cups upright. So it is some abundance and feeling like I think Taco thinks that he can work it out somehow. He might believe he can. He thinks everybody's watching and has their eye on him, and this is how he's going to get his Nobel Peace Prize. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So one more 6 of Wands. I have a success. Well, it could be a success for us, for America and for Ukraine. Maybe now there's enough of a rift between the two of them that he may put the pressure on Putin and maybe get some results. Okay, so there's that. All right, so that's what I got for that part of the reading. Okay, the second part of the reading that I want to do is I just heard how Pete Hegseth decided that unilaterally, all by himself, he was going to stop the arms to Ukraine without keeping the White House in the loop or anybody else for that matter. Again, it's almost like we're back in impoundment. So I believe Congress has approved it as well. So this is a mess. So, all right, I want to see what's going to happen to Hegseth after pulling this. So let's take a look at him. What is going on? You can see this. I'm dusty. All right. Sorry. All right. What's going to happen to Hegseth? Is he going to still be there? Because this is another flub up. He's a disaster up there on the hill. He's just making all these mistakes. Not the hill, but the in DOD at the Pentagon. So he's doing all kinds of things that he shouldn't be doing. They can't seem to get him under control. So, the arms need to go to Ukraine. And it appears that Taco didn't know about it. So, is anyone surprised? I'm not. All right. Well, let's go and see what it is. What's in the cards, basically. No pun intended, but okay, we'll take it. What's in the cards for Pete? The Empress. Judgment. Page of Wands. 8 of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Here's the warning. Here's my warning. Okay. So Empress. And, she's all about how she's getting along with people and everything. But I don't know. He might feel safe, I think, even though he doesn't talk to anybody up at the Pentagon. So I don't know what he's empressing about, because it's just not, there's no one around him that he trusts or will talk to. So it's just kind of out there. There is judgment, though. And if this could be where something's going to happen there, he may be getting close to getting removed. It's possible. Page of Wands. There's some good news coming or helpful information. I know, I do. But in each reading, these cards are different for me, for each person. So there might be, I don't know that there's a whistleblower necessarily, but it might be giving insight, as to what he's been up to in the Pentagon. And it might be giving Taco some ideas as how to handle it. And the purpose of those arms were to help Ukraine fight back against Putin. So he's doing that. Now the swords, when I see the swords too, I think of a lot of warriors also. So there's a war on, and we're supposed to be providing arms and, material to Ukraine. And so this is going to cause problems. So this Knight of Swords is just running in, sword blazing. and just doing whatever the heck they want, and not really in alignment with his job even. So when I see the Eight of Pentacles, I mean, this is work. This is doing what needs to get done, but he's really not doing that, and he's abandoning it here with the Knight of Swords. He just decided he's just going to do whatever he wants to do, right? So what's going to happen from that? Obstacles. The moon. I'm going to leave it up, right? Because the moon's the moon. I don't think he feels at all put out. Like he doesn't think he's going to be in trouble here with the Nine of Wands. Like everything's hunky-dory for him. And the moon. So no one knows what he's really doing. But he's also looking at everything like Taco does. Like the government and the laws and everything is just an obstacle. It's in his way. So he's trying to be acting Trumpian, I think. And he thinks he's going to get approval for doing that. But it's not up to him to stop the arms. He doesn't get to make that choice. His job is to run that department and follow the orders coming down from the White House. So he's just off doing whatever he wants. Nobody knows what he's up to. This might bring a bit more scrutiny to him. He's been in trouble now multiple times, and he keeps putting stuff out on Signal. So I think it's happened, I don't know, a third time or something. I don't know, it just keeps happening from everything I can see. So, but he doesn't feel like he's endangered at all. He doesn't seem to be endangered. Walking away. Although he may not feel like he's in trouble, but he might be going away. He might be walking away from this. He might have to, and he may not have a choice. So there is a possibility that they're going to move him along. I was going to do another reading before I pulled that card and see what else I could find out, but I feel like that just answered my question. So that's what we have for that. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for there. So thank you for watching. Again, I'm Medium Sheilah. Please like and subscribe, and there will be more videos like this. And I appreciate you, and take care. Bye, everyone.